Worst ever, and I knew better. What's up, y'all? It's your girl NiaOlivia. In this video, which is kind of like my late night session video, I'm gonna be giving you all a dating story time. So I was talking to one of my girlfriends the other day about kind of just navigating when you're dating in terms of, you know, going to a man's house. Like, is that a safe thing, or like time frame wise with that? And so it reminded me of this experience that I had when I went to this guy's house. This was some years ago, but it turned out to just be, it was ridiculous. I wanted to give some tips to other women who may be considering going to a male's home to spend the night, and also to talk to the guys as well and just get male's opinion about what you all think when a woman is like coming over to your house. Like, what message is that sending? Get in the comments, let me know. I'm gonna take a shot to get me started, and this is just some Kettle One with a little bit of like lemonade, because I don't do straight stuff anymore. Let's get into this juicy story time. Okay, woo! This is how it all started. This was a guy that I've already been on multiple dates with, okay? And so there was a snowstorm that happened in Atlanta some years ago, okay? I don't remember exactly how long ago, maybe 3 or 4 years. At the time, I was working a fairly far distance from where I actually live. And so I was talking to this guy, and he wanted to see me, and we knew that, okay, it's snow on the ground, but it was still like, let's link up. So he's like, I'll send a car for you, or I'll send an Uber for you. That's cool, but I need to go home. I need to like get changed. He was just like, okay, well, hurry up, go ahead and go home, because as soon as you get home, I'm gonna call. And I'm like, wait, you know, I need to get myself together. Like, I need to take a shower. I need to make sure my bag is packed. Like, you know, as women, like, we have essential things that we need. And so he was really rushing me. So my first tip, when someone is rushing you to do something, on one end, it could have been his concern. Like, okay, it's the weather. The weather's progressively getting worse. Go ahead and come now. On the other end, it was more like, hurry up, like, you need to be here right now. And that's a little bit scary, because it's like, what was the overall kind of like rush for us? We weren't in a serious situation. We were still at the point of, I felt like we were still getting to know each other. And I'm like, you know what, you're gonna have to give me some more time. So I was able to take my shower, pack my bag. He sent an Uber for me. The Uber picks me up, and I'm originally from St. Louis. So yes, I know how to drive in all different types of weather, right? However, I do not choose to drive in certain types of weather. So for me, when it snows, that means I'm not leaving my house. I'm not going anywhere. So the only way that I was going to this man's house was simply because he was sending an Uber. I was not going to go if he was gonna say, oh, meet me out somewhere. And normally I would be meeting him out somewhere. So in my mind, I was a little bit hesitant, like, should I be going to his house? Should I be spending the night at his house? But I proceeded. So get into the Uber, and she was driving very fast. And if you know Atlanta, you know they don't have snow trucks to like put down, what is that stuff? You know, the stuff that they put down when it snows. I can't even think of what it's called, the like rocks or whatever that stuff is. So they don't even have ice trucks to put that kind of stuff down. So it's very dangerous on the roads. But this woman was like speeding and driving. And I don't know if it also had to do with her wanting to pick up multiple Uber rides, but I just felt like she was going so fast. So she drives us, and we get there, and she and I are like having a conversation. We had like a good vibe, but still in my mind, I'm like, this ride is going so fast. Everything is so rushed right now. I don't feel good about it. And I'm a person where my intuition usually is spot on, but I just overlook it and I keep on going. So that's a whole nother story within itself. I'm getting better about it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. Get over to old boy's house, and I remember he had a spot that was off of Howell Mill, and it was like an apartment complex, and you had to go through like a gate to get in there. And I think he met us once we were inside the gate, and then like he walked me into the building and everything. He had a nice place. It was very clean. I felt comfortable going in. Like, I didn't, you know, feel any type of way. The next thing is we decide that we're going to this hookah spot. So we end up going to this hookah spot off of 14th Street. I don't know if it's still there, but it was a BYOB. So before we got to the hookah place, we went to a liquor store that was not that far from there. So we go to a liquor store, and I end up getting wine. Second tip, If you're a woman and you're out with a man and you plan on being with him for a while and you guys are not just, like I said, this was not my boyfriend. That means I'm definitely watching what I'm drinking around this person, because I don't want to be inebriated. I do not want to be drunk with him. I want to know every single thing that's going on. And let me tell y'all, this paid off later on in the night, right? Back then I was drinking Moscato. I know, pray for me, okay? I like Pinot Grigio more so now, but I drink different things. So anyway, I had a bottle of wine. Get the wine, or I like wine Zinfandel too. Okay, never mind. So we go to the hookah spot, right? Hookah spot is cool. Like, nobody's really in there because, like I said, it's a snowstorm or it's snowing in Atlanta. Everybody's in the house. We chill. We're just like vibing. He's smoking hookah. I'm not big on hookah. It doesn't make me feel really, really great. I literally am like, I don't ever have to have hookah for the rest of my life. Like, everything is like all chill. They got the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm vibing a little bit or whatever, like, okay. So then we go back. No, we didn't go back to the house. We got food. So right after that, we stopped at his homeboy's house and then we got something to eat. And I think it was like some Chinese, but we got like a variety of stuff. Like, he was definitely being a gentleman, I felt like, at the time. So we get back to the house and we're like eating and chilling and stuff like that. And we're just talking to each other, kind of like having like this whole vibe. So after we get done eating, we decide to we start talking just about life and everything. And we were talking about music. We end up having like a whole jam session where we're listening to like H-Town music, which there's like certain H-Town music. I'm trying to think of, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all who this dude is, right? Who I listen to. Mr. Biggs, okay? I don't know what happened to Mr. Biggs, but Mr. Biggs had these songs back in the day, and y'all, like, I would for real be going hard on Mr. Big's song, because I used to have a homegirl that's from Houston or whatever. I just haven't talked to her in a long time. Monique, I hope you're doing okay. We're like talking, and like he's playing Mr. Big stuff, and like when I say we were like jamming with each other and everything, like it was just like all good vibes. And I'm like, dang, you know this? But then he was playing other Houston music that I was like into too, and I'm like, dang, you listen to this, because he's African, so I wasn't sure if he was acclimated to that genre of music. But if you know, a lot of African people end up moving to the Texas area, like Dallas, Houston, and everything like that. They have larger populations of people that are originally from Africa. And I don't know if he was, I think he was Nigerian, but I don't remember, okay? So anyway, when we get done listening to the music, we just start talking about life. Like, you ever had a conversation with someone and y'all just were really getting to like the nitty gritty of things? And I even was telling him, this is the part that's so crazy. I was even telling him how I'd gone to a man's house, and the guy told me, like, be careful going to men's houses, because when you go to a man's house, they automatically think, oh, she's gonna sleep with me, right? So he was like, you know what, be careful about going over to guys' houses. And I'm like, you know, telling him that. And I was like, that's why I was hesitant to come tonight, because I didn't really know like what vibe you were on. And I just wanted to make sure that we were, you know, just keeping it Gucci or whatever. I get changed into like my 90s that I brought. Now keep in mind, because I think this is also important, but maybe it's not important. I did not bring sexy stuff to wear over. Like, the outfit that I planned to sleep in was like some shorts and a top, but to me, it wasn't even cute. Like, it wasn't even like, I like you. Like, I would think if I'm going to a guy's house that I have a real interest in, I'm gonna lay out something that makes me feel sexy. And what I picked to bring to his house was not anything that was gonna make me feel sexy. It was something that I was gonna be able to comfortably sleep in. I get changed. We go over to like the couch area. We're like watching TV and stuff and talking, and like I feel like we dazed off. Like, I think at this point I probably have kissed this man. So keep up, because it's gonna get real. Okay, so I wake up and he wakes up, and at this point I'm ready to go to sleep. Like, I'm done. Like, we've had a good night, everything was fun, but now it's time for me to go to bed. He says you can sleep in the bedroom and I will stay here on the couch. And I'm like, okay, bet. When I sleep at somebody's house, I am never in a deep sleep. Why? Because I stay ready. I don't get ready. And I'm just one of those people where I have to know you for quite a bit of time before I'm gonna have like a comfort level of sleeping in your home. I like to sleep at my home. I just would prefer that. Either my house or my mama's house. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not comfortable at a man's house. I was kind of like, and again, what is this, the third sign? Like, how many red flags did I need? I'm not comfortable. I go into the bedroom and I remember like I wasn't like under all the covers. You know what I'm saying? You know when you sleep at somebody's house, you don't just get under every single layer of cover. Like you might just put one layer over yourself, but you ain't like locking in. That's how I was. Like I was like, no, I'm not gonna lock in. Like I'm just absolutely not gonna just throw myself into this bed and act like this is gonna be the best sleep of my life. Snow outside. It was just so beautiful that night, by the way. This crazy story on a beautiful night. So I'm in the bed asleep, and all of a sudden, I feel something. And I'm like, what? And it was him. He was in the bedroom. So now he's in the bedroom, and I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? And he's like, come on, baby, baby. Come on, baby. He's like, what's going on? He's like, you okay? He's like, I just came in here. I just want to lay with you. I just want to be with you. I just want to lay with you. And I'm like, you just want to be with me? You just want to lay with me? Okay, look. Hold up. Now, we just got done having a whole conversation about how I had a negative experience staying at a man's house and how I'm very cautious about staying at men's homes. I told you that there's no happy ending for this in regards to what might be your happy ending. It's not happening with me. So why are you here right now? So literally, y'all, I felt like he almost like pounced on me. So now in my mind, I'm running the numbers. Okay, how heavy is he? Or how strong is he, right? He was a tall guy. He was probably like 6'3". I'm like, okay, he's 6'3". He's stronger than me. Like he 100% has me in regards to power. I didn't have any pepper spray, which now I do keep some pepper spray with me, okay? But I didn't have any pepper spray. So I have no weapon, I have no anything. So like I said, he pounced. So he's like, what more do I need to show you? Remember, he's African. He's like, what more? I show you. I take you here, I take you there. You see I have money. What else do you need to see before you're gonna be open to having sex with me, basically? And I'm like, wait, what? So just because you took me out to these different places, I'm supposed to just open up myself to you? I'm like, no. I told you before I even came over here that wasn't going to happen. So why now are we at the point where we're even having this conversation? He's like, I show you. You showed me what? What is it that you showed me? Like, it's not enough for me to consider sleeping with you. You're not my man. Like, I just felt like that was so crazy. So I'm like, look, I didn't want to anger him to the point that he would force something upon me. And I'll tell you guys like this, and what I tell any woman, I think we all need to know basic techniques in terms of how to defend yourself, right? Because now I'm in a very uncomfortable situation in someone else's house. And this is a he said, she said type of situation. I came to his home, I drank alcohol, and now I'm laying in his bed. Come on now, okay? All things that don't make any sense, right? I'm like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to, like, no. Like, the answer is still no. Like, it's still no. I'm like, dang, like, I'm at one point, like, pushing him. So, when you get to the point where you're pushing someone away from you, you've literally hit a different realm. And I know, and anyone knows this, sometimes when men get into their mind something that they want, they lose control of themselves. Like, they lose control of their ability to make correct decisions, their ability to hold back things that when normally they just make bad decisions. So anyway, I'm like, no. So now I have to get more aggressive with him, like pushing him off. I'm like, no, I'm out of here. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm good, And I think I even, and slap me Okay. I said to this dude, I was like, so are you gonna get my Uber home? Cause I gotta leave. He like, ma'am. And he didn't say ma'am, he said something else. Heck no. He's like, you go. Or I don't know if he said go. I don't think he said that. But he was like, no. He wasn't gonna pay for anything. So another tip, ladies, you always have your own money. If you go to a man's house, you have means. That's the same thing as women that get flown out on these trips with guys. You need to have money for your hotel. You need to have money for your flight. You need to have money for incidentals, okay? You need to be prepared for anything. So I'm like, oh, so you're not gonna pay for my Uber. But I just wanted to, it was a test. Look, hey, if he had said, yeah, I've been like, okay, because he already had my address at this point. Like, let me go ahead and say this little money I'm gonna have to spend. But I was like, no, that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get my Uber. So I was like, I'm leaving. But now keep in mind, he's very, very upset, hollering different things. I had not gotten on that level with him because he's way stronger than me. I'm not stupid, okay? So I go into the bathroom, change back into my regular clothes and everything that he's laying in the bed. And I go back, I get changed and everything like that. And then I come out and I have one of those rolly bags. Girl, take a rolly bag. You better have a backpack on you or a rolly bag so you can get out there real fast. I called for the Uber, but keeping in mind that there's a snowstorm right now. Like, there's a storm. I don't know how long this Uber's gonna take. So once I made sure that I had all of my stuff and I hadn't forgotten anything that would have been important, that was when I had to let him know. Like on my way out the door, you know, I had some words for this brother because I wanted to let him know, how dare you put me in this predicament? How dare you disrespect me like this? How dare you? But I said what needed to be said and then I got the heck out of there. But trust and believe, I did not go off on him until I was at the door. Like I had the door open when I hollered out the things I need to holler out, because I'm not gonna sit there and go crazy on him inside his home and then he can try to do something to me. Like, no, I basically got one foot out the door. I'm in the hallway now. I'm in the hallway. So if you want to act crazy, your neighbors, everybody else gonna hear. All right, you gonna stay chill, but I'm gonna be able to say my words because I just need to get that out. I go into the hallway and because the Uber was saying 30 minutes, 30, like shawty. That's too long. I'm waiting on the Uber. While I'm out there waiting on the Uber, do you know this man had the nerve to walk past me? Now, why he would be going out to his car to get anything didn't make any sense, but I guess he just felt like doing that. So he walked past me to go to his car or whatever, and then he came back. And I'm just standing in the hallway and we look right at each other and don't say a word. I'm like, I wish I would. So the Uber person is telling me that they can't get through the gates. When I came in, he buzzed us into the gates. Well, now he's not gonna buzz in because he's in his apartment. So I'm like trying to message the Uber person like I'm on my way, like I'm coming. So I go outside and remember there's snow on the ground and I'm trying to pull my rolly bag. Well, a rolly doesn't work good. It doesn't work good when it's snowing. And now, y'all, this is when panic ensues. This is when I feel the panic. This is when I realize that I put myself in a terrible position with this man. And if this Uber pulls off, I can't get back into the building. I'm gonna be out here in the snow. It's cold as I don't know what. So I'm like racing trying to get to the Uber. And I think I'm like trying to call him, but he's saying like he can't see, he doesn't know where I am. And I finally made it out of the gate. I'm running up the road, okay, because it was kind of like an incline, and the Uber, I remember he was in a black Lincoln and he was like up at the top of the hill, like he was about to leave me, and I'm like, no, don't leave me, like stop. And I wasn't smiling. I'm smiling right now because clearly I'm just talking about it, but I was literally like, no, don't go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever been like running in slow motion, like I had to get there. Anyway, I made it into the Uber, get into the Uber. Now, everything has set in. I'm crying, I'm breaking down. I'm just like, I cannot believe that this man put me in this situation where I'm running in the snow for an Uber. This is crazy. And on top of that, he act like he was gone. I don't even like to use that word, but the R word. Like, he had me scared. He literally had me like slick nervous. And I'm like, you know what? I would hate to catch a case for taking someone out because they were trying to get that from me. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am from St. Louis, Missouri. Therefore, I do have some basic skills when it comes to survival, okay? So I would have had to implement those basic survival skills, but I wouldn't have wanted to. So I get into the Uber and I actually like, you know how, have you ever shared your life story with the Uber person? I have. So I started telling the Uber guy about my experience that night and just everything that happened and just how disappointed I was because I liked this guy. I thought he was cool. Like, literally, we were talking about our kids going to school back in Africa when we had children. I know, right? It's crazy, right? But we were talking about what if we were like really dating and like where would we want to live? Would we want to be in Africa or would we want to be in the United States? Like, I just started like recapping everything. I'm like, Nia, none of this is making sense right now. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he was even saying was simply because he wanted that one thing, that singular. My tip to women is do not go to a man's house if you cannot see yourself sleeping with that man, taking it to the next level with that man. Don't go to his home. Because every single time I go to a man's house, that is what they think is going to occur. Whether I have had 3 to 5 conversations with them about this, they still believe that that's something that's going to happen. And instead of putting yourself in a predicament where you have to go back and forth with them about something like that, just don't be there. A man should be able to take rejection where I say, hey, I don't want to have sex. I don't want to sleep with you. And they're like, okay. But when it gets to the point where someone continuously pushes themselves on you, which is what happened in my instance, like, that's awful. And then, okay, so fast forward, I make it home, I'm safe. I see this guy a year later out, right? And I'm in the club and he because I don't think I blocked him, but I deleted his number out. So he starts calling me over and over again. But I didn't even know who he was because I deleted the number. And I'm, just chilling with my friends or whatever. It's a club that's like well known, like a lot of African people go there, I guess, in Atlanta at the time. He ended up calling me, but I wasn't picking up. So then he walks over to the section. There was a guy that was with us, my friend's boyfriend. Like, he speaks to him and then he speaks to me and he's like, hey, could I talk to you? So I actually ended up having a conversation with him. We went to the bar, had a conversation with him, and he was very apologetic for what happened. But guys, when I tell you, crazy is crazy does. He was crazy. After that situation happened, he started calling me over and over and over again. And remember, we had not spoken for a whole year. And when we ran into each other, I was understanding of his apology. Like, you know what? I know that it can be difficult when men are in situations like that and your hormones are kicking in or whatever it is that you have going on, but you made me feel very, very uncomfortable, and I hate that it had to get to the point where we're hollering at each other and I'm having to run out of your house. Like, I don't want that to happen again. So he was apologetic, but then after that, he's calling me over and over again. I just blocked him. I was like, this man is not the man for me. He's clearly crazy. Your intentions may not be their intentions. You just have to really, really be careful with that. Anyway, guys, tell me what you all think. Like, when a woman comes to your house, is that just automatic that you think that she's saying, yes, I want to sleep with this man? Like, let us know, because we can all make better decisions in these type of situations. If you've had a similar situation, definitely share. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's your girl, NiaOlivia, and I hope you enjoyed this story time. I'm going to try to have more, like, really just transparent videos like this where I'm talking to y'all about my overall experiences and everything like that. But I hope that you are having an amazing year, 2023, y'all. Let's be focused. Let's grind. Let's get this money. Let's get this love. Let's just be whole, great, peaceful people. So I wish you all nothing but the best, nothing but joy, nothing but happiness, and next video coming soon. All right, be blessed.